Okay, so here's the wasabi that were given to us by Pat from Fitzgerald Nurseries when we went and done the mini documentary. So this is the rhizome. I always say rhizome because my wife's Portuguese and they don't pronounce the R, so I was about to say rhizome, but it's rhizome. And this is the stem, also known as the petiole. And I've taken off the leaves here, which I have them in water and some vinegar just to let them clean a bit, and I'm going to make a little pesto from the leaves and the stems. But today I'm going to take off these stems and I'm going to chop them up finely, and then I'm going to pickle them. And with the rhizomes, I'm going to grate and clean, and then use the shark fin, or the vegan shark fin, which was designed and created in Japan. And I'm gonna have some like plant-based sushi, and we're gonna use a bit of that as well. And also we're gonna make a wasabi dressing, using the wasabi rhizome and olive oil and a bit of lime juice. And then I'm gonna make a salad with the dressing, and I'm gonna actually use a bit of pineapple because I think the sweetness of the pineapple will balance really well with the mustard and the acidity of the dressing that we're going to make. So yeah, we'll start off by cleaning everything first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here we have the rhizome. Just going to grate this bit off here. There we go. We're going to keep that because we might get use out of it, or we might be able to give it someone who can get use out of it. They save the stuff in Japan. They save that in Japan and then process it into alarms for deaf people, apparently, that can't hear standard alarms. The wasabi, I don't know how it works, so I'm not going to speak too much on it, but they have wasabi alarms essentially that can wake you up just from the potency of the actual the burn that the wasabi has, which is crazy. So we're going to keep this just in case we can use it. Oh, it smells so good. Jesus. Absolutely love the smell of that. Just going to cut that rhizome here. Lovely jubbly. Now, I'm going to keep them to the side as well. And here we are going to maybe strip off the very top bit. It's a bit of a rhizome there actually we can use as well. And here as well. I think I kept too much, so we'll make use of that. Now, start the pickling process. You seem to have a bit of dirt on them, but I mean, I don't really mind. A bit of B12 is not going to harm you when you're cooking for yourself and not actually for a lot of people, but I'm willing to be kind of rustic with this because I've never done it before and I'm not too worried. Let's maybe strip off the heavy bits. But I don't want to get rid of too much, so I don't really mind if there's a tiny bit of dirt. I tried to clean as much off as possible, but I'm happy with that. Let me know if I'm wrong. Now, just going to cut these up kind of rustically, word of the day. Now I'm just going to cut these up like that, and I'm going to just marinate them in some salt for half an hour. Massage them for about 10 minutes or 10 seconds, and then I'm going to leave them to dehydrate them. Where's my bloody salt, mate? It's hard to find recipes online. You can roughly get an idea of how to do it, but it's all done quite differently, so I think that's enough. Normally looking at about 3% of the volume, maybe that's a bit more. I'm just going to massage that for a while. Normally when you make sauerkraut, you massage the cabbage for so long that it's submerged in its own water. Which probably takes about half an hour, 20 minutes depending. 3% salt brine. But with this, I just want to kind of make sure that they're sitting in the salt. So I'm going to run them under cold water after 30 minutes. Then I'm going to put them in the jars with some soy sauce, some rice vinegar and sugar. And I don't have mirin, but I wish I did. I'd use mirin. Just can't get it right now. So yeah, I think that's alright. Okay, so essentially I have I left the pickles in the salt, massaged them a bit, left them for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then I squeezed the kind of salt off. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so what I basically done was I left these in the salt marinade for about 45 minutes. Then I squeezed the water out of them. The salt extracted a lot of the water from the wasabi petiole when I was waiting 45 minutes or so. And then I gave them a rinse, a good rinse in water for about 1 minute, and then I squeezed them again, kind of dried them out as much as possible, and then I put them into this sterilized jar. Then I also just made a standard pickle. I kind of just made a simple pickle with 50% vinegar, 50% water, and then I added about 1.5 teaspoons of sugar with a teaspoon of soy sauce as well, because these were already a bit salty. But yeah, simple ratio. If you're using 1 cup of water, 1 cup vinegar, half cup water, half cup vinegar, just keep it 50-50. You can kind of play around with the sugar and whatever else you want to add to it. So I'm just going to add this in, if possible. I suppose that will be okay for now. That's my kind of Japanese pickled wasabi stems marinade, and I'm going to leave that maybe overnight. Obviously this is the first time I've experimented with it, so I'm not coming here as an expert saying this is how you do it. This is more of just an experiment that I'm sharing with you guys. Not every day we can play around with wasabi, so hopefully next time I get some, if I do, please God, I'll have some more clinical recipes and I'll know a bit better. But I think this will work out pretty good. And we also have the wasabi dressing, which is really nice. So yeah, today we made a wasabi dressing and the pickled wasabi stems.